I'd like to say good evening to everyone and thank you for joining us with this performance of the Harlem Renaissance Now Interactive Writing Workshop. I'd like now to turn everything over to the workshop director, Ms. Alicia Thompson. Ms. Thompson.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Thompson. And a big thank you to our family, friends, and invited guests who took out time to support and celebrate the work of our 2021 Renaissance Now poets. We are honored and excited to have you here. It's a very transformative experience to be witnessed, and more importantly, when our youth are seen and heard. Renaissance Now is a writing intensive workshop that was inspired by the Harlem Renaissance. So the impetus behind this workshop is the idea that a Renaissance can happen in our world at any time in history. And with so much that's happening now in our community and our culture and our world, the voice of our youth is very important. It can give us insight into not only what's happening now, but what the future can and should look like. So it is my goal of this workshop to impart upon our students that through the art of poetry, just like the artists of the Harlem Renaissance, they have the power of their voice to inspire and heal and transform their communities. And because they go to school and live and hang out in the very streets that Langston Hughes and Claude McKay once did, I mean, that has resonance and meaning, and it shows them that they're part of an important tradition and a legacy. So tonight, you will hear some of what has been in the hearts and minds of our poets. They have explored, questioned, demanded, discovered, and declared who they are through such topics as identity, citizenship, racism, self-harm, love, loss, and longing, and ultimately pride and resilience. So without further ado, I present to you our Renaissance Now poets. Our first poet, Hailey Gyamerah, unfortunately could not be with us tonight, so I will be reading her poems. The first poem is called Without Blinking. To exist is to live. It is to breathe, to exude all that there is to know. I want to learn to walk without blinking like Terrence Hayes, like a fish swims without breathing, like a bird flies without its mother's nest. To feel the earth's grasp upon my shoulders and to dance with the wind upon the tips of my fingers. I want to learn to exist upon a cliff in the blue of sea, in a union of happiness and bliss. I want to breathe, I want to survive. Or, gather me not under the wings of life's fragility, but rather within the wings of a fleeting bird and endless thoughts, a tinge of burnt survival tactics, an inconsolable rendering. I want to fight to sting like a bee and yet be as gentle as the warmth of a mother's hand. I want to breathe. I want to survive your disapproval. The next poem is called Lyrics. I heard a song about fathers and their daughters, of pink ribbons and freshly waxed dance floors, with brightly painted smiles shining brighter than the glare of 1,001 suns. This song was once carved from loving homes and understanding. Lyrics like a flight of rose-tinted words, fluttering like thin wisps of wind in breezes of love. A song foreign to the lips of those without fathers, and those with fathers that have misinterpreted it. I heard the sweet melodies, like laughter sandwiched between the sun and a clear spring day. This song of bonding and happiness, is one I can recognize, yet like artifacts in a museum, I cannot touch. I heard a song about fathers and their daughters, of pink ribbons and freshly waxed dance floors, with brightly painted smiles shining brighter than the glare of 1,001 suns. I wish I could sing to you the lyrics of this song. I wish. And that is Hailey, Gyamerah. I want to say that Hailey has such a gift for language. She showed up every week with beautiful work that spoke to such deeply personal matters. And she has this gift of placing words expertly and plays around with form in a way that you don't see in people her age. So it was such an honor to have her in the workshop and such an honor for me to recite her poetry. So next up, we have Danna Gomez. She will be reciting with Letting It Out in poem number 3 or 4.
Letting it out. It's a right across in time. It's gonna be okay. It's a right to let it out, like a lion lets out its roar. Scream until they hear you. Cry until they hear you. Don't let anyone tell you to keep it inside. When you're having a bad day, let the world know it's your right across in time. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be fine. Things will get better, and we will find our way. You're not weak for crying, for those tears are a river of strength. You might think things won't get better. It will. Just let it out. It's a right across in time. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be fine. Just wait for the sunlight in the day.
Beautiful.
Poem number 3 or 4. I want a brand new name. A name that retells my story and gives it a new life. I want a brand new body. A body that makes me feel me again. A body that moves to the rhythm of beautiful thoughts. I want to start all over. I want a fresh new start, where I can do things differently. How can I find the road that only I know its beauty and secrets? What do I have to give up to find my way? I want to feel good again, like a child painting in the snow for the very first time. I want to feel good again. See things differently. I want a brand new name. I want a brand new me. I want a brand new start.
Thank you, Danna. Beautiful as always. I want to say Danna is such a gentle, shy, but brave spirit. She brought so much emotion to her work, which really, when I think about it, it centers around healing and being renewed. And I think that is a sentiment that we all need to hear and that we can relate to during these times. So thank you for being a part of this workshop and touching us with your words and showing up every week ready.
You're welcome.
Next, we have Stacy Boateng. And Stacy will be reciting Coat of Ice in Ghanaian.
I want to be able to feel the warmth of my coat. So warm, it'll be like drinking a cup of hot cocoa on a snowy day. Soft and tender, tender as a lamb. It covers me like a blanket, hidden away from wandering eyes and from the cold, dark night. It wraps its hands around me like a mama cub who nurtures for her children. I want to never wear a coat of ice, for it easily breaks like glass and makes you vulnerable to everything known to man. Life has been a struggle. It's struggling being judged without people getting to know you, and walking through empty rows of hail being rained upon me. I am not built for the wonders of what's outside in the opening, not yet. I want to be able to roam free without worry, without sorrow, without trouble. I want my living spirit to offer warmth where coldness once dwelt, and ice, so transparent like glass, reflects off of my influential image. Now, finally, I feel safe. Second poem. I am a Ghanaian, immigrant who's too good for this world. I am the blueprint that this world has stolen and made into their own artificial nonsense. They have stripped Africa of its resources like a bear who scratched a lodge without no remorse. My African culture will always be held close. I may not be home, but I am always repping. I am a Ghanaian. I will never assimilate to the white man's culture like a vulture, for I am the only type of universal beauty that I need. They need me. I am the morning star. I am the melanin goddess. I am the captain who steers the ship. Follow my lead. I am far greater than a crest of flame, and they need me. They need me to survive and to thrive, for I am the source of life.
Yes. Thank you, Stacy. Thank you. I just want to say, Stacy had never really written poetry, but throughout the whole class, she was so eager to learn and grow, always asking questions, always going deeper. Her work evolved so quickly. She has so much grace and dignity, and she really stepped into herself. And Stacy is one of our group leaders. She helped to recruit students, and she followed up with them every week, even with the massive load that she had to deal with school and, balancing everything. So thank you so much. Great job.
Thank you.
Our next presenter is Yizaira Castano-Ali, and she will be reciting She Is All Right in Sunset Heartbreak.
She's all right. She told herself she was all right, even with the cuts on her thighs, cutting deep enough she couldn't walk. She got a thrill. Like the sun coming up from the wake, although the world didn't accept her, she would rather say goodbye than suffer. She told herself she was all right, though she knows that the pain will leave eventually, but she couldn't bear to wait. She told herself she was all right, even though she has more to look up to, more time on her plate, more adventures to have. She doesn't want to be in a world that stabs her repeatedly. She doesn't want to face the fact that she has been betrayed. She wants to live in a world where she can be herself. She told herself she was all right, but she's not all right. She is slowly suffering unbearably, as if the sky was going to fall soon. Sunset Heartbreak. Life is like a hard sweep of wind. Our world sometimes brings heartbreak, from your first love disappearing upon thin air, to seeing a child go on and build their own life. Heartbreak can be from anyone, even your parents. Heartbreak is fathers leaving, but keeping me on a leash like a lion in a cage, and mothers trying to make things better, only to come out worse, like a heel breaking as you put them on. Loving someone can be like taking a long walk down the beach, and losing them can be on the same beach with one less set of footprints. Laying down in bed, watching the time fly away, slowly. Heartbreak at its best can show you that no matter what, I'm still here.
Yes, Yizaira, thank you so much. Thank you. I want to say Yizaira showed so much courage in her work. She wasn't afraid to tackle topics that a lot of people would be afraid to talk about, but that we all need to hear. She's able to talk about pain and despair in a way that opens you up and pulls you in instead of repelling you. And it's so beautiful to watch. Thank you so much for your dedication and your hard work.
Thank you.
So next up, we have Lismar Martinez, and she will be reciting America and Light Switch for Hayes and the Unknown Beloved.
America. America, a country based on the color of a person's skin. America. Does my color intimidate you? Does my background intimidate you? Why do you insist on killing my people? People filled with more culture than their hands can hold. Are you scared that once we come together, we will overpower you? I thought the saying was, don't judge a book by its cover. Well, let me tell you how it fails to have color on your skin. You are the prey that's always being chased. The prey that doesn't get a breather. The prey that can't sleep at night without being haunted every second of the day. The prey that worries about dying like their life can be flashed away in an instant. The prey that can't get home to their family. The prey that gets killed even when I say, I can't breathe. Try to get to know me. Try to understand my pain. You'll find out we have more in common than expected. Allow your ancestors' footsteps to be washed away by the waves of holy water. Create new beginnings with your kids. Let's build a America where the first thing you don't see is color, where the utopia is liberation for all. Are we going to build a America together or watch our country fall apart? Light switch. I want to be the sunrise to your day, the light to your rise. I want to be the chill to your winter, the early winter breeze running through your hair. I want to be the happiness to your gentle flower. I do not want to be the light switch turning on and off. I do not want to be the dark that you run away from, like a nightmare you can't wake up from. I want to shine up your life the way a flower lights up a bee's day, the way a sunrise can warm your heart. I do not want to be the light switch. I want to stay on forever. No sunset, just daylight. No coldness, just warmth. Just long, adventurous blue sky days and relaxing rainy days. Running our hands and bodies into the grassy greens of the meadows, feeling every piece of rocky dirt in our hands. Let me be your heartbeat. Let me be your shining light.
Oh, thank you, Lismar. Thank you. I want to say Lismar is also another one of our group leaders. And Lismar has the busiest schedule. I think her schedule could be busier than my schedule. But she recruited students and she followed up with them and she showed up. And one of the things that I really admire and enjoy about Lismar's work is that she has this great mixture of both strength and vulnerability. She will talk about subjects like she will put it in your face. It's a confrontation, but she also offers hope. And there's this real vulnerability that even in that last poem tonight, and each time you recited it, it got better and better. But tonight you really dropped into that vulnerability. And I just love your work. And I so appreciate all of your hard work. Thank you.
Thank you.
And last but not least, we have Emily Ulerio, and she will be reciting Grandiose poem and My Wealth.
Grandiose. I am not yours, but I am the maker and superior of all. My body is a goddess, a physique beaming with crisp daylight and evening warmth, and my perfection unmatched. My accent, my ola, my poder, brightens the darkest night while my tears fuel the burning thirst of millions. My smile is the sun. My luminosity travels the world, gripping the beating hearts of thousands. My birthday should be a national holiday. Bestow upon my name in the Bible, then tell Adam and Eve I said hello. My people's strength is the world's glue. My curly mane fuses with the roots of the Congo, supporting life. You are all my sons and daughters, for I give you life. To see me in the flesh, well, that would be the greatest blessing of your life. You owe your souls to me, for I am God. I am the king, not just any king. I am the melanin God. My wealth. I am wealthy, not in cars, cash, or stocks, but I am wealthy. I am wealthier than those who live in their suburban picture-perfect homes. More than the girls and boys whose parents' money runs strong in their veins, gifting them an upbringing I will never have. Pulsing through my veins, there's knowledge, confidence, and power, something money can't buy. But I am still wealthy. Coming from the Bronx makes no mere difference between me and you. Growing up in these troubled streets where New York never sleeps and most times the ends don't meet, I have worked hard to get into schools unlike you. I study around the clock to succeed unlike you. For I have no tutor or office, nor do I have the 70 grand for my tuition like you. I do not bear this magical currency that grants free passes, but I am wealthy. I carry the wealth of 100 race horses, not in checks, cars, stocks, or cash. My wealth is my knowledge, ethic, and perseverance. I will move my mother out the hood and do it properly, for I can proudly say I have worked for everything in my grasp. So when you see me at your 4-year Ivy League university costing 80 grand, I am not the product of my environment or poverty. I did not sell drugs to be here. Neither did I pay with the same wealth as you. I don't owe you or anyone anything but respect, for I earned my place to be here without money, cash, and free passes. And that feat is something you cannot even begin to imagine.
Yes. Thank you, Emily. Emily, that's Quiet Fire. That's my name, Quiet Fire. Emily is, first of all, such a natural writer, and she understands tone and rhythm in a way that, you can't even teach. She's a very fierce writer. And like a lot of our other poets, she always came to the page with courage. Thank you so much. I'm still recovering from my birthday should be a national holiday. That line, I cannot get that out of my head. And tell Adam and Eve I said hello. Come on. Thank you so much. It has been such a gift and an honor to help facilitate this whole journey and the creation of your beautiful work of poetry. And before closing out, I just have a tribute. I have some words that I'd like to say to my young poets. I had a dream. You got everything you ever wanted. A dancing body of deep breaths and drum beats. Vomiting spring flowers like lilies. Anxious and determined like a bird of paradise, free and always beautiful. I had a dream. You all got everything you ever wanted. A go sign, a shooting star, a standing ovation, a love song called You, a love song called Hailey, Stacy, Danna, Lismar, Emily, Yizaira, and no regrets. Thank you. And once again, thank you to all of our invited guests.
Ms. Thompson, thank you for your dedication and for bringing this project to our students at A. Philip Randolph and to SBI. I'd like to thank you for making the connection through Harlem Stage to make this happen and the sponsorship of the West Harlem Development Corporation. I really thank Nico Hirayama for her work in helping to pull all the technical side of this event together. I thank the parents who let these guys rehearse and had to step out of the rooms different days so that we could do these rooms and do these sessions. All of the people who joined us this evening, thank you for coming and listening. I think you will leave here really impressed with what you heard, their words and their ideas. And just to have these ideas coming from these young minds is beautiful. This is indeed our future. And I want to join Ms. Thompson in thanking Stacy and Lismar for pulling together their crew. And thank the crew for trusting them and saying, why am I getting into this writing workshop? And you all got into it and you made it a beautiful thing. So to all, wish you a good evening. Everybody can go and scream now and relax. I'm going to go and scream because I was nervous and I wasn't even in this thing. So good night to you all. And thank you, Eric, Shante. Thank you, guys.
Yes, thank you.
Good evening.